Ambassador Harrison adjusted his simple suit as he entered the Grand Galactic Peace Summit on Nexus Prime. Around him, military delegations from 50 species displayed their power, honor guards in ceremonial armor, admirals draped in medals, generals carrying ancient weapons as symbols of authority. Earth had sent 5 diplomats in business attire. Supreme Commander Vex Thor of the Draxian Empire sneered as Harrison took his seat. Humans mock this summit by sending civilians. Where is your military presence? Your show of strength? Harrison smiled politely. We don't bring our military to peace talks. Cowardice, Vex Thor spat. Every civilized species displays their martial prowess at such gatherings. Perhaps that's the problem, Harrison replied softly. The comment went ignored as the summit began. For 3 days, species postured and threatened. The Draxians demanded tribute. The Kelvorian swarm insisted on territorial expansion. The Xinthian collective threatened war over trade routes. Each delegation used their military representatives to intimidate, to remind others of their capacity for violence. Earth's diplomats simply took notes. On the 4th day, tensions exploded. The Draxians and Kelvori nearly came to blows over a minor insult. Military guards drew weapons. The summit teetered on the edge of becoming a battlefield. Harrison stood calmly. Gentlemen, perhaps I should explain why Earth doesn't bring military personnel to peace summits. Yes, do enlighten us about your species' weakness, Vex Thor mocked. It's not weakness, Harrison said. It's professionalism. You see, you bring your military to peace talks because you want leverage, intimidation, or reminder of consequences. You bring warriors to negotiate peace. He paused. We don't bring our military to peace talks because if we did, there wouldn't be peace talks. Confused murmurs rippled through the chamber. Harrison pulled up a holographic display. Let me introduce you to someone who wanted to attend this summit. General Sarah Martinez, United Earth Defense Force. A scarred woman appeared in the hologram, standing in what looked like a command bunker. Her expression was cold, calculating. General Martinez has fought in 47 campaigns. She's never lost. She's also never taken prisoners when she deemed it tactically unnecessary, never honored surrender when it was strategically disadvantageous, and never let political concerns override military objectives. Harrison's voice remained pleasant. She volunteered to lead our delegation. We said no. Another hologram appeared, a younger man with haunted eyes. Colonel James Chen, Special Operations. 63 successful missions behind enemy lines. 80% of targets didn't survive long enough to know they'd been compromised. He also wanted to attend. We declined. More faces appeared. Each one radiated barely controlled violence. Each had a record that made several delegates shift uncomfortably. You see, Harrison continued, human military personnel are very good at their jobs. Extraordinarily good. But their job is winning wars, not preventing them. They think in terms of threats, force projection, and acceptable casualties. They see problems and calculate solutions measured in firepower. He gestured to himself and his fellow diplomats. We civilians? We think in terms of compromise, mutual benefit, and long-term stability. We see problems and calculate solutions measured in words. That's why Earth sends us to peace summits, because we actually want peace. Vex Thor laughed. You expect us to believe your military is so dangerous you can't let them negotiate? No, Harrison said quietly. I expect you to believe our military is so dangerous we don't want them to negotiate. Ambassador Vex Thor, your honor guard is here to remind everyone you can fight. Our military isn't here because they don't need reminders. They need targets. The hologram shifted to show classified footage, human military operations. Battles won with brutal efficiency. Enemies eliminated without hesitation. Wars ended not through attrition but through overwhelming, calculated violence. Every species here brought their military to show strength, Harrison said. We left ours at home because their presence would end negotiations before they began. You bring warriors to scare your opponents. We bring diplomats because we're already scary enough. He looked around the chamber. Earth's military has one job: end threats. Permanently. They're exceptional at it. So exceptional that we keep them far away from peace talks, because once they're involved, peace isn't on the table anymore, only victory. The chamber fell silent. So please, Harrison said, sitting back down, let's continue these negotiations. Let's find compromises, build treaties, and establish mutual understanding. Because the alternative? The alternative is when Earth stops sending diplomats and starts sending soldiers. And trust me, his smile never reached his eyes, nobody wants that summit. The talks resumed with noticeably less posturing. Treaties were signed within a week. As Harrison prepared to leave Nexus Prime, a junior Draxian officer approached hesitantly. Ambassador, was that all true? About your military? Harrison paused. Son, I showed you the declassified footage. The gentle stuff we're allowed to share. He glanced at the young officer. We don't bring our military to peace summits for the same reason you don't bring a loaded weapon to a negotiation. Not because you're weak, but because you might actually use it. The officer paled. Earth's delegation departed, leaving behind a new understanding: the most terrifying species aren't the ones who bring their warriors to peace talks. They're the ones who deliberately leave them at home.